a stand against President Trump's moves to end diversity, equity, and inclusion programs at companies around the country. Fox 5's Duarte Geraldino is live in East Harlem with more on how a day of shopping took on a more profound meaning. Hi, Duarte.
Hey there, Arthur. The Reverend Al Sharpton is trying to send a message to businesses. If you don't support DEI, there are a lot of Americans who won't support you. This is what he did today. He bought $125 gift cards and gave them out to people, brought them over here to this East Harlem Costco and let them shop to send a message that if they support Costco's going to support them.
We will stand with those that stand with us.
Now, Costco says it's sticking with its DEI programs, and Sharpton wants to encourage other businesses to do the same. President Trump ordered all federal DEI staff on paid leave and signed orders to dismantle DEI programs in both government and private businesses. Now, one of those orders requires the government to review DEI policies of public companies, but the National Action Network says it won't back down. They plan to boycott companies that get rid of their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs.
For 90 days, we're going to research the company that we find that has made the most affront. We will call a boycott. But today, we are calling a buy-in.
While Costco says it remains committed to DEI, many well-known companies are scaling back their programs, including Target, Meta, Amazon, McDonald's, Walmart, Lowe's, and Ford. Now, today it was about buying and supporting companies that support DEI, but the National Action Network says it will soon announce the names of companies that it plans to boycott. Arthur?
All right, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, or Chahak Wadash. Double honors to head apostle and others, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessings to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity, and Shalom to the elect. I believe the title of this video is going to be Al Sharpton's DEI boycott plan will not work. Al Sharpton's DEI boycott plan will not work. And I'm going to get into this this screenshot that you see on the screen concerning its 24-hour blackout on Friday, February 28th from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. plan by none other than Al Sharpton. Now I want to go into this article real quick. I'll leave this, I'll try to put the link in the description box. This is from Newsweek. And the title of this article is Nationwide Economic Blackout This Week, which stores are being targeted. It says 24-hour national economic blackout is planned for this Friday in response to the rollback of diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI. Initiative sparked by the Trump administration, and a number of stores will be boycotted. Okay, so apparently there's stores that will be boycotted for their support in Donald Nero Trump's administration and his his DEI initiatives. Okay, which I have to say his initiatives concerning DEI make sense. All right. It says Newsweek has contacted the group admins on the People Union USA Facebook group, which is the community organizing the blackout. And all these blackout, these protests, all the Black Lives Matter, it's all organized and set up by the powers that be. Okay. Al Sharpton is nothing but a figure that's in these wicked elites' pocket. Okay, he ain't going against the grain. All right. It says community organizing the blackout via Facebook for comment. Newsweek also contacted the targeted stores: Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, and McDonald's for comment via email. So, and these are predominantly, places where you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans shop. As you see on the screen, they got fucking no McDonald's and other fast food stores. They had to put McDonald's there and then state other fast food stores, right? Like, it says, why it matters. At the start of his presidency, Trump ended several DEI initiatives in the federal government. And a lot of those made sense, people getting hired for having problems, people getting hired that do not fit the qualifications of the job descriptions, and they're getting hired over people that qualify, whether it's for grants, whether it's for aid, whether it's for benefits that the companies are going to receive, whatever the case may be. All right. It says Trump ended several DEI initiatives in the federal government. He issued an executive order that funds could be frozen for companies that do not comply. And there's a lot of companies that are trying to buck up against that. All right. And as you see, Donald Trump, he ain't playing. All right. He's off and running. He's out the blocks. So, these companies could potentially, get shut down off the strength of not, keeping certain things that Trump is putting into place, so to speak. It says that Trump also outlawed and any messaging that promotes inclusion-based language. The orders have called PBS to close its DEI office, while major companies like Amazon, Target, and Google are taking steps to dissolve DEI initiatives. So people are losing their jobs off these DEI initiatives. Okay, certain things are set up within these companies and businesses that affects their hiring program, and now they have there's certain stipulations that they don't have to meet anymore when hiring. Okay, which it should be like that. All right, I know the Akim is tired of dealing with certain individuals, going into these stores, man. And you sit back and ask yourself, you're like, yo, how the hell how do these niggas get hired, man? It's like these niggas is not fit to work. All right. You go into these establishments, man, and it's, people half dumb, half stupid, okay, can barely talk in positions where that's what you need to know how to do fluently. All right. And I'm not talking about speaking other language, just incompetency. Jake got his pants all the way down his ass, and he still got his job. He walking around, he looking at you crazy when you ask him questions about the company that he works at, right? So, hey, people are getting tired of dealing with that shit, It says what to know. The blackout has been organized by the People's Union USA. It's all being set up by Esau Edom, okay? Mainly concerning these wicked elites who are in that position of power, pursuant to Job 9:24. It says, which describes itself as a movement uniting citizens to reclaim power from corrupt politicians and corporations. You can't reclaim power, all right? Power is only transferred by what? War. By taking down the former powers and putting them in subjection under you. Okay? And Jake, you don't have the tools or resources to do that. Moreover, you're under the curses that the Lord has put upon us. And ultimately, the Most High Yahweh is controlling these wicked elites. And these things that they're doing and establishing, the Lord has them doing that. Let's get a precept. Let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 4. Because Esau has to keep pushing that, that the people have the power. Power to the people. All we got to do is unite and come together and just stop buying stuff. Just stop going there. Just don't do it no more. Don't say that word. We won't no longer go to your establishment. Man, these businesses don't give a fuck if you don't go to their establishments. Come on, man. A lot of these businesses are global, worldwide. You think these other nations are doing this? No. You act like you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native men are spending that much money. Now as a whole, but let's face it. It's going to be a very, very small number of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which this is really projected upon the so-called Negroes, that are going to participate in this blackout. Let's go to Daniel 4:17. This is Daniel 4:17. It says, this is the matter is by the decree of the watchers, and that demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and give it to whomsoever he will, and setteth it up over the basis of men. So it's the Most High Yahweh who has put these Edomites in a position of power, and the things that they're doing and orchestrating upon the people, upon you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, ultimately set up by who? By the Lord. Let's get another precept before we continue on this article. Let's go to Isaiah the 14th chapter. This is Isaiah 14, and let's go down to Slakia. That ain't the one I'm looking for. Isaiah chapter 10. Let's go to Isaiah 10 and 5. It says, O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. And Esau, Edom is the modern day Assyrian. He's the one who's in the position of power. Okay? And that rod in his hand, that anger, that staff, that rule that he has, and the things that he's doing to the people, concerning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, is of the Lord. It says, and I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and are we not seeing the beginning stages of Esau Edom coming down hard on you Israelites, because they know that their time is short. So we're going to see more and more of these type things, especially from Donald Trump. Okay. It says, I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. And that's what ultimately all these things are going to lead to. That's the direction that we're going in. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is giving the green light to Esau Edom to orchestrate certain things and eventually come down hard on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans concerning Jacob's trouble. All right. It says the blackout will take place from 12 a.m. on February 28 until 11:59, according to the guidance shared on X, formerly Twitter, which is titled Al Sharpton's DEI Boycott Plan. Sharpton is a reverend and a political activist. Okay, so he's, a reverend, preacher, pastor, whatever you want to call him, and he's also a political activist who founded the National Action Network, and he called for the boycott of companies removing their DEI programs at the end of January. Well, what do you expect them to do? You expect them these companies to stand bold against Donald Trump and the whole American government? Come on, man. What kind of world you live in? All right. And you're gonna have a large number of Jake that does this. As you see on the screen, you have a large number of Jake that do not make any purchases, that do not shop online or in store. No Amazon, no Walmart, no. Why did you say no Netflix? How about no TV? How about no electricity? Cut out the electric companies. Huh? You think they're going to do that? Hell no. No McDonald's, no other fast food. How about don't go to work? And that'd be a heavy. You speaking about these businesses that aren't supporting DEI, or however you want to word it, concerning diversity. What is DEI? Real matter of fact, the acronyms. Bear with me one minute. I'm gonna look this up. Let's see, DEI. What? I forgot. All right, DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay. As a matter of fact, let's get a little deeper meaning on that. All right, let's click on this. Let's see if it gives us any information. If not, we'll just keep going. It says President Donald Trump has issued several executive orders aiming to dismantle diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives with federal government as well as grantees, contractors. The executive orders put policies and programs targeting discrimination, some that go back decades, on the chopping block. All right. It says ABC News spoke, and it doesn't just have to do with you, my so-called minorities. It has to do with people with disabilities, certain elements, etc. It says, what is DEI's purpose? DEI initiatives are intended to address, correct discriminatory policies or practices that may be found with organization, according to Tina Opie, a DEI consultant for Professor Babson College. So it has to do with discrimination, shit like that. Let's see, diversity. Diversity refers to the representation of people from a variety of backgrounds at all levels in an organization. A diversity of races, genders, disabilities, religion. Well, hey man, sometimes you can't do that, man. All right, if you're looking for the best of the best, hey, the best might come in a certain a certain race. You know, it says diversity of races, religion, disabilities. How does that work? If you're looking for someone who's the best at their job, how are you looking for somebody to be the best with a disability? Not saying that people with disabilities can't, be good at something. All right. But there's some things with people that have disabilities cannot do. All right. And the scriptures go back to that. We can, we can touch on that. All right. Certain things that Yahweh Shem Yahushua established that if you do have a disability, you can't, be involved in. All right. It says religions, ages, sexual orientations, class, status, military service status, and more. So these the happy people got a problem with it. All right. And this is another thing. This does not just have to do with the so-called minorities. It also has to do with these happy people are going to be involved in this, right? Because now, off the strength of something comes in for a job interview and you're not sure what it is, guess what? You ain't got to hire it. It says class status, military service status, and more according to the Erica Fody. Yeah. All right. Now let's go back to let's finish out Isaiah 10 and 6. It says, I will send him against a hypocritical nation, against the people of my wrath, will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. And we've been out there on the highways and byways telling you Israelites what's coming down the pipeline. And Esau's plan has some very sinister plans for you Israelites. And ultimately, these are the plans. This is the work and the plans of the Most High Yahweh. Like the scripture says, that there'll be evil in a city and the Most High hath not done it. Okay, and that's something that Jake cannot wrap around his mind. All right, back in this, what you see on the screen, I'm gonna read some of these things off. It says, "Do not." Let me pull this camera up. It says, "Slocky." I can't even read that. All right, let's do this. Bear with me one moment. All right, here we go. I had to send it to my other phone. All right, let me pull this up real quick. We'll read it this way. All right. Yeah, it says, no McDonald's or other fast food stores. Come on, man. Jake is addicted to fast food. Jake got a goddamn fast food addict tapeworm sitting in his stomach right now, wrap around his organs and intestines, and that shit gonna squeeze if they don't get McDonald's, fast food, soda pop, high fructose syrup, yellow 5, blue 7, all right? Sugar, corn syrup. If they don't get that, man, they're going to have convulsions, all right? Talking about no McDonald's or other fast food. That's a joke. I want to see y'all do that. Yeah, I want to see you go 24 hours without fast food. Huh? It says no gas, no major retailers. Do not use credit or debit cards for non-essential spending. Try to buy all you need before Friday, February 28th. Yeah, all right. This is going to be an utter fail. This is just laughable, Like, well, 24 hours, why not go a week? Why not go 2 weeks? Why not go 3 weeks? All right? Jake don't understand that they're under the curses. You got to go before this man in the one of all things. All right? You going away from some D.E.I., whatever you want to call it, at the end of the day, guess what? You still got to deal with Esau. All right? It says corporations, it says why this matters. Corporations and banks only care about their bottom line. Disrupting the economy for even one day sends a powerful message. If they don't listen, we make the next blackout longer. Yeah, all right. Yeah, y'all want to see that. Show me, make me a believer that y'all going to go without fast food and gas for longer than 24 hours. So y'all going to step it up next time? So you're going to go 72 hours a week? Yeah, all right. I want to see that. Make me a believer. It says our numbers are powerful. This is how we make history. Okay? Well, what you don't understand that Esau Edom is powerful. And he's been given power by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua. And he very easily, which I believe this is all set up by Esau Edom. But let's say it wasn't. He very easily could dismantle this very, very quickly. Okay? He has that type of power. He has that type of technology that has been given to him by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And that's what the majority of our people don't understand. It says, spread the message. Please share with all your contacts. Talk about it. Post about it. Document your actions today. We must use power we do have and send economic message with our members as Dr. King did. So he's pushing that Martin Luther King bullshit. And we all know Martin Luther King was nothing but what? An agent. And that's what all Sharpton is as well. All right. This is just agents doing what they're supposed to do. Okay. Now let's go to Deuteronomy 28. And I ain't gonna make this video too long. It's Deuteronomy 28 and this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power Yahweh, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And that's what has happened. The Most High Yahweh has put curses upon the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Verse 16, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shalt be thy basket and thy store. All right. That's why you can't get a thriving business. That's why you can't become a multi-billionaire without, coming up in Esau's order. All right. And having to be involved in all types of various different things as well. It says, cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in. So when you're born into this world, into this earth, all right, you're born into the curses. You got Jake celebrating that. Jake's celebrating his time, date of birth. Okay? It says, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Yeah, when you leave this earth, when that spirit is taken from you and you go to the spirit world, you were in the curses when you died. Verse 20, it says, the Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, in all that thou settest thy hand unfor to do. Okay? So what we set our hands for to do is cursed. Yeah, even all Sharpton's blackout boycott. It says, until thou be destroyed, until thou perish quickly because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. And who is the me? The Most High Yahweh. All right, so we went off. Our forefathers went off, which we are our forefathers, and we're paying for it. All right, we're serving out the punishment that has been given to us by who? Not Esau, Edom, by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua. The Lord has given us this punishment system sentence. And in this last captivity that we're in, he has set up Esau, Edom over us. Okay, let's skip down to verse 25. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. This has happened. We went under slavery under all these other nations. It says, thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. And has this not happened? All right, the Lord has scattered us into all these various different nations. Let's skip down to verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Jake doesn't understand who they are. They don't understand who their enemy is. They don't understand what's going on. And you have men like this, Al Sharpton, that keeps pushing the envelope, that you have some force of power and you can do these various different things that is ultimately in a benefit for you when it's actually the contrary, just like the civil rights movement, just like Martin Luther King. They push that notion that if you stand hard and you push back and you do this and do that, you can make a change that is benefit for your people. And when these things happen, it was actually the opposite. It was actually all set up by Esau Edom, and it was for the contrary, to the further destruction of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay? Let's skip down again. Let's go down to verse 43. It says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. And that has happened. Esau is very, very high above the Israelites. All right. He has established a lot through the process of slavery, okay, that we were forced to serve. It says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. And that's what has happened. The Israelites are very, very low. We're at the bottom of the totem pole amongst the nations. Okay, and we're looked down upon amongst the nations as well. Just the fact that Al Sharpton is pushing a boycott plan shows how low the Israelites are. Okay, it says, verse 44, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. All right, you don't lend to these wicked elites. You don't have anything that they actually need that you can offer them, so to speak, man. Okay? It says, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Now let's read verse 45 and verse 46, and then we'll close out. It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou beest destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign. This is another note to understand who the Israelites are. Okay, because these curses were put upon the Israelites for a sign. It says, they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder. Okay, those people that are in the land of Israel, concerning a majority standpoint, that sign is not upon them. They're not in poverty. They're not struggling. They're not being oppressed. All right, they're the complete contrary. Some of the richest people on earth call themselves, that word, and are over in our land. Right? It says, they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Okay, for a very, very long time, until these curses are transferred over into our enemies, and that's happening very, very soon. Okay, and the only time that we're going to have rest, enjoyment, complete fulfillment is in the kingdom. Okay, and that's what we look for. We look for that new heavens and that new earth. Okay, that rejuvenation of the earth, new rulership being set up. Okay, well, righteousness is set on high. Lord willing, now is edifying. To the next time. Shalom.